Hello, my friend, we made it! We made it! And the crowd went wild! We made it to the last days of 21 Days of Beauty! Are you ready for the final 4 days of 21 Days of Beauty? I've got it broken all down for you. We've got some really interesting things to share, both quite alarming and also quite amazing. If that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Of course, before we get started, I want to make sure you know that I am not a trained skincare professional. I am not a dermatologist. I am not an esthetician. I am a skincare and ingredient enthusiast. I absolutely love learning about things like this, and I don't know what you particularly are interested in, but I feel like everybody's kind of got their thing that they just really like to research and learn about and dig deep and find more information about. That's the way I am with ingredients. And then what I like to do after I've looked at all of these reputable blogs and talked to dermatologists and all of these things and watch dermatologists on YouTube, I like to share that information that I found with you. I will be putting some of my favorite resources down below if you would like to dig deeper on your own. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what is on sale today, which is Wednesday the 1st, and we're finally in April. How long was March? Really, really long. Let's go ahead and celebrate that it is now April with the first 21 Day of Beauty we're gonna be talking about today. So the first product is actually a product I've already tried, which I'm very excited about. A lot of the stuff I haven't tried, but I have tried this. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Powder Foundation. It's gonna be $14.50. It does come in 26 shades. The shade range looks pretty nice. I was actually quite impressed to see the range from light to deep. It looked very nice. The active in here is titanium dioxide, which is a sunscreen. Now, most skincare professionals will tell you that you probably don't want to use just makeup as your sunscreen. However, it does add a nice layer of sunscreen onto what you currently use. And if you're one of those people that just hasn't built sunscreen into your life, please consider doing that. But if you are not doing that, this will give you a basic level of protection beyond just not having anything at all. This product is based in mica and bismuth oxychloride. Bismuth oxychloride is a very scratchy pigment, so if you're sensitive to it, just so you know, that is in there. Nothing else really interesting in the top of the ingredient list. They do tout a lot of skincare benefits in the advertising of this, but a lot of the good skincare ingredients are way, way far down on the ingredient list. It's a powder foundation. I don't know how much that can really seep into your skin to do good skincare things, but that being said, I have tried this and I do enjoy this as a powder foundation. I've worn it on its own, but personally, I prefer to use it as a layering tool. So I like to use this over like a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer to just kind of beef up the coverage a little bit if I realize I want just a little bit more. And you can put it, as long as it matches your foundation and your skin tone, you can put it in select areas to just beef up certain places if you feel like you just want to add a little more, you know, maybe here or wherever you might have a little bit of discoloration. So yeah, great foundation. It's just, I wouldn't buy it for any skincare benefits. This one comes up every single time they do 21 Days of Beauty, at least like for the past like a year or two. This is a Ceravital HGH dietary supplement. It's gonna be $15. You get a 30-day supply of it. Okay, so this is what it breaks down to. There's some evidence that orally taking the L-arginine HCI will increase human growth hormone. So what does that mean? They say that it's an increased ability to repair cells and maintain metabolism, among some other different things. The thing is that there are lots of ways to stimulate HGH production within your body. If you figure out a way to lose body fat, if you reduce your sugar intake, if you exercise at a high intensity and you get good sleep, those are all ways to improve your HGH naturally. And verdict on this really and truly is to please just talk to your doctor before you start taking anything like this and make sure that this could be something that would benefit you. I personally, like based on my research, I can't recommend this product, but definitely talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor, so talk to your doctor. Now this one is a little bit something. Okay, Peter Thomas Roth, Instant FirmX, and there's an eye product and a face product. So let's talk about the eye product first. It's $38, it's gonna be $19 on sale, which is pretty good for an eye cream from Peter Thomas Roth. We start getting into the really good ingredients around ingredient 7, where we start to get into some peptides. The peptides that are in here may reduce inflammation, and some people say that the dipeptide 2 could decrease under eye puffiness, which is amazing if it actually does it, but there really isn't a lot of independent research on that. That's mostly done by the people that sell the stuff. So it's possible, but we just don't know. In general, peptides tend to encourage your skin to improve the production of elastin and collagen, because as we get older, our skin becomes less taut because our skin is not producing as much of that bouncy stuff underneath it. So it's supposed to encourage that production. Number 8 is ascorbic acid, which is a form of vitamin C. It's been very researched. A problem with ascorbic acid is it does tend to lose its efficacy relatively quickly compared to other more stable forms. So keep that in mind. It is an antioxidant. Then that's followed by vitamin E and something called hesperidin methyl calcone. Possibly. It's an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird. Number 14 is fennel seed extract. And I started doing some research on this, and where I found the most solid research with sources to back it up was WebMD. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen for you right now, but the part I wanna highlight for you is where it says some people can have allergic skin reactions to fennel. People who are allergic to plants such as celery, carrot, and mugwort are more likely to be allergic to fennel. Fennel can also make skin extra sensitive to sunlight and make it easier to get a sunburn. Wear sunblock if you are light-skinned. So that's a little bit weird and a little bit something I wanted to make sure that you knew about, just in case this seemed to apply to you, and especially if you're of lighter skin, making sure that you're wearing a sunblock with this. But the one that really got me was this one. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the official scientific name. I'm gonna put it down here, but it is called common comfrey, and it can be used as an anti-inflammatory. But WebMD says, and again, I'm gonna put it on the screen right now, even though this plant contains poisonous chemicals called PAs, some people use the leaf, root, and root-like stem to make medicine, okay? The chemicals in comfrey might have wound healing effects and reduce inflammation when applied to the skin. However, comfrey contains toxic chemicals that can be absorbed through the skin. So that really freaked me out. As I read more, it talked about pregnancy, saying that pregnant women should not use this as a topical product on the skin. So I actually reached out to Peter Thomas Roth. I sent them an email asking them about these 2 ingredients specifically. I will put my email on the screen. Apparently, my email has been forwarded to their research and development department. I haven't heard back as of now, as I'm filming this, but I will put any information that they give to me. I will put that in the video description and possibly in a pinned post at the top of the comment section here. But definitely check the video description, because that's where I think I can definitely fit it. The fact is we don't know how much of these ingredients you need in a product in order for it to have toxic effects. We just don't know. There may not be enough in the product to do anything as far as toxic effects. But one thing that WebMD did say is that the toxic effects can be increased if you use it on broken skin, because you're breaking through those top most protective layers of your skin, and it's able to penetrate deeper into your skin because it's going down into your skin. So don't use this on broken skin, definitely. And of course, you can always talk to your skincare professional if you're able to reach them at this time. You can always talk to them if you have any questions about these particular ingredients. Before I found those ingredients, I was actually really excited about this product. It makes me so sad that they were in there because this product might help with fine lines. It might help with under eye puffiness. It might help with hydration under the eyes, which is something we're all looking for. And it looks like a really nice eye cream, except for these ingredients. They're kind of freaking me out. So I'm hoping I hear from them sometime soon to, clarify. So after I researched that one, I was like, okay, now we have the Instant FirmX, which is more of a face product. Is this going to be similar? And unfortunately, it kind of is, but it has some differences. So let's go over them very quickly. So we have some good humectants in the top. And then when we get down to number 7, we get 2 different forms of urea. Urea is a fantastic hydration ingredient for the skin. It helps your skin to hold onto water and actually can help your skin to increase its capacity for holding onto water, which is fabulous. But then we get down to the comfrey and the fennel seed extract. So this one is going to apply in the same way. Another thing to note, if you are anti-paraben, this does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of paraben. So if it didn't have these weird extracts in there, then I would totally think this would be a great face cream like the eye cream. But again, it's giving me the icks a little bit. I'm getting the icks. Next, we have K-beauty brands highlighted, and there are a lot of them. So let's go ahead and start with VDL. Now, VDL has their Perfect Lasting Foundation. It's gonna be $17.50. There's 18 shades. It looks like it goes pretty fair, but it definitely doesn't go very deep. So I was a little disappointed to see that. In the base of this, we have water, we have silicones, we have titanium dioxide, which is gonna give you some UVA, UVB protection. Of course, don't count on this for being your primary sunscreen though. There's more silicones, and then we get down to denatured alcohol at number 6. Now, we talked a lot about denatured alcohol in the last episode of 21 Days of Beauty for spring of 2020, and so I'm not gonna go into it super deep here. I'll link that video down below for you. This is the thing, denatured alcohol has been shown in different lab studies that it can damage the skin's barrier over time, and from what I've been researching that I hadn't known before, it isn't as risky if you have some good hydrating ingredients in the base of it. This doesn't really have good hydrating things in the base of it, which is a little bit concerning. Now, it is ingredient 6, so that's a little bit lower down, but what I'm trying to say is it's not my favorite thing to see in here. I'm not overly alarmed based on my research, but I wish that they had figured out another way to do whatever the denatured alcohol is doing in this product. I wish you figured out another way using a different ingredient, but comme ci, comme ça, that's just the way that it is. The rest of the ingredients are pretty typical foundation ingredients, nothing really outstanding. There is some fragrance in here though, just keep that in mind. If your skin is already dry, you may want to pass on this one. It might dry it out a little bit more, which would not be good. But if your skin's already hydrated, you may be good to go. Keep in mind that oily skin can also be dehydrated skin. We're talking about a lack of water, not a lack of oil. So that's what I'm saying here. It looks like it should be good at holding in water if there is already water in your skin. 2 Arborian products, moving on to those. So we have the CC Red Correct, and then we have one that's more of a violet shade for correcting dullness. So let's start with the red one. It's gonna be $22. It's a green color, so that's supposed to help combat redness on your face. It is also an SPF 25. There's 5 different kinds of sunscreen in here that range from UVA to UVB protection. It's mostly water, humectants, and silicones is what the base of this is. Then we get to ingredient number 14, which is Centella asiatica extract, also known as Indian pennywort or gotu kola. I hope I said that correctly. It's a plant used in Asian medicine and K-beauty products specifically. So it is antioxidant, it's hydrating, it can be skin soothing. It also may help strengthen the skin's barrier. And there's actually quite a bit of research, especially in Korea, to back up those claims, which is pretty cool. In the advertisement for this, they say that it is 4 times higher concentration of this ingredient than their classic CC cream, and then they combine that with green pigment to help deliver radiance and hydration, especially for redness-prone skin tones. However, there's also fragrance, hexylcinnamol, and a bunch of other chemical fragrances, which are not good to see in something like this. And it's such a bummer because before that, it seemed like a really nice product. Now, fragrances are not the absolute devil for every person. There's no way to know whether you personally will have skin sensitization issues over time or not. And you just kind of have to decide whether fragrance is something that you want in your life, in your skincare products, on your own personal skin. In summary for this product, if you feel like that ingredient sounds good for you, the Centella asiatica sounds good for you. If you need color correcting, it seems like it'll be a great product except for that fragrance piece, so you just kind of have to weigh that for yourself. Then they have the Dull Correct one, and this one has violet pigments that are supposed to brighten your skin. The ingredients are different on this. That's kind of similar types of ingredients, humectants, silicones. You've also got an SPF 25 in here. The Centella asiatica extract is all the way at 21 though, which is a super bummer. And then 22 is licorice root extract, which is a fantastic ingredient, believe it or not. It's skin soothing, it could help even the skin tone, and it's an antioxidant. But again, dun 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 dun, we have a bunch of fragrance at the bottom of the ingredient list. I mean, it's just such a bummer that they had to go do that, man. This one seems to have less skincare goodness than the other one, but it's not absent. It's just a little less than the other one. So if you're looking for that violet tone to combat yellowness in the skin, then maybe this might be an interesting product for you, of course, until we hit the fragrance. So, you know, Our first big of the day, the Mamand Rose Water Toner. It's going to be $11.50. It's supposed to soothe and hydrate as it preps skin for the next steps in your beauty regimen. And they tout that it's infused with 90% real rose water. So that sounds nice, but unfortunately that's basically perfume water. That's really what it is. It could be potentially skin sensitizing. It is a fragrance ingredient. I mean, there could be some antioxidant and antimicrobial effects of it, but it's fragrance water. Go with rosehip oil if you're looking for something that is going to be good for your skin that comes from roses. Rose water is not it, unfortunately. There are a couple of humectant ingredients in this, but I mean, it's basically diluted rose perfume, so this is gonna be a no from me. Oh, and there's no toning ingredients. How do you have a toner and have no toning ingredients? Like, isn't that weird? I don't know. It's just, no. And then the Mamand Rose Water Gel Cream, I was like, please be better than the Rose Water Spray. And it is slightly better, which is cool. It's gonna be $13, but of course, first ingredient is that rose flower water. Perfume water is number one, followed by silicone, a hydrating ingredient, more humectants. And then number 6 is an ingredient called trehalose, is I believe how you pronounce that. It's a moisturizer, it's an antioxidant, it's a skin protector. Research says it might actually fight against skin damage caused by harsh ingredients like harsh cleansers, possibly denatured alcohol, things like that, which is super cool. I got that from a website called the Derm Review, which is one of my favorite websites to look at. I mean, it's still better than the rose water, but you're still getting 60% rose perfume in it. So, I mean, I just think that we can do better. That's all. We can do better. The CosRx BHA Blackhead Power Liquid, it's going to be $12. It's got a considerably smaller ingredient list, which is actually a good thing. I think that we're kind of coming into where dermatologists are telling us that these big, long ingredient lists are a lot more risky for us to use, because if we do have a sensitization or if we are allergic to something, it's hard to know when you've got 112 ingredients in the product, which is the one or two or a combination of different things that is causing us skin sensitivity. So I really like that they have a smaller ingredient list. The number one ingredient in this is something called willow bark water. And when taken orally, there is actually quite a bit of research that it converts to BHAs when we take it orally, but there really isn't the research there to show that it's converted to BHAs when applied topically. So that's kind of a bummer. If you aren't familiar with BHAs, BHAs are great chemical exfoliators to exfoliate your skin, especially inside of your pores lining, which helps your pores not be clogged with all of those dead skin cells, which can help you to not produce as many blackheads, not produce as many whiteheads. So BHAs are great. We just don't know whether this willow bark extract is going to be effective or not. It may not. So next we have a humectant followed by betaine salicylate. It's derived from sugar beets, and it's usually the BHA that they use in K-beauty products because Korea has different regulations for the amount of BHA that can be in a product. So they use this particular ingredient as their BHA. People that sell it do say that it does have a similar effect to a salicylic acid, but it seems, based on a couple of sources that I found, that it is about half as potent as salicylic acid, but can have some of the same effects that our traditional United States EU BHA does. The last big ingredient I wanted to note in this particular product is niacinamide. It's the fourth ingredient. Niacinamide can be a great ingredient for evening the skin tone, anti-aging concerns, strengthening a weakened skin surface, but I have heard from the community and further research that it can cause redness in some people due to the niacin that's in it. Some people do have a sensitivity to it. So if that's you, of course, you're going to probably want to pass on this ingredient. I personally have great results with niacinamide, especially in the minimizing of my fine lines and then also the evening of my skin tone. Both of those, it's been wonderful for me. So really happy to see this in there for me, but sad to see it in there for people that it may burn, if you have cause a burning sensation on the skin or cause redness in the skin for some people. Reading reviews of this and doing a little more research on the K-beauty version of BHA that they use, seems like some people actually like this one better than salicylic acid, which I thought was really interesting. So this might be something that you want to try if you like BHAs. Try something different, see if it works well for you. Of course, talk to your skincare professional if you have any questions about it, but I think at the $12 price point, it might be worth it. for people to try if you are into these kinds of products. One more CosRx product in our K-Beauty section. We have the AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner. It's gonna be only $9.50. Number one ingredient is water, followed by willow bark water, which was the one we just talked about in the last product, and then apple fruit water, which could be an antioxidant. It's actually one of the fruits that I don't mind seeing in my skincare. It also could be skin conditioning as well. Then there's some humectants, preservatives, and then finally down at number 7 and number 8, we get to the glycolic acid, which is the AHA chemical exfoliator to slough dead skin cells off of your face, and then betaine salicylate, which is the BHA we talked about a moment ago. So it seems like it's probably going to be relatively mild in the chemical exfoliation, but there's really no way to know because they don't list the specific amount of AHA and BHA that's within the product, so we just don't know. If you do choose to use this product, make sure that you're using a sunscreen with it anytime you use an AHA chemical exfoliator and a BHA chemical exfoliator to make sure your skin is protected from sun damage, because it can cause your skin to be more sensitive, not just the day you use it, but for multiple days after. As far as the toning effects of this, the BHA could tone your skin a bit, make your pores tighten up just a little bit. It does have some good hydrating properties in here and some exfoliation. It looks like a nice product, especially if you have oily or combo skin. I think that this would be probably best suited for you. But talk to your skincare professional. All right, moving on to our second day. We're gonna be talking about today, April 2nd, the Buxom Full-On Plumping Lip Creams. They're gonna be $10.50. There are 19 shades available. This is a classic in our beauty community, at least from what I've seen from beauty reviews over a long period of time, especially the shade White Russian. I remember when that was a thing. Buxom's White Russian, but I personally haven't used it in a while, so I can't really remember a whole lot about it. I do remember that it was quite thick, and I do remember that minty feeling on my lips, so I was wondering what that was, and I found out. In the top of this, we have a mineral oil substitute, so this is gonna be more of a slicky, oily kind of feeling gloss rather than one that is very sticky. The mint flavor in this is gonna be something called menthone glycerin acetyl. It is a menthol derivative. It's less irritating than menthol, so that's a good thing, but it doesn't seem to really serve any kind of skincare purpose. I think that sometimes companies put menthol and mint kinds of things on your lips so you feel like it's doing something, but it's actually not. It's just, mint is kind of an irritator to the lips, and that's kind of why you have that feeling. There's other chemical things going on that are like tricking your lips into feeling a cooling sensation. Look at it, it's really cool. I'll put a link down below of some information of why mint makes you feel cold. It's tricking your nerve receptors. But anyway, it is gonna feel cooling on the lips. I personally like these, but if you don't want mint on your lips, if you don't want menthol derivatives on your lips, then you probably wanna skip this one. And if you're getting any kind of skin irritation, discontinue using them. In our last episode of 21 Days of Beauty, the Periscope MD had some of my favorite products in the lineup. So let's see if the two that are available today live up to the vitamin C products we talked about last time. So first we have the High Potency Classics Hyaluronic Intensive Moisturizer. It's gonna be $69. The base of it is water, silicone, and humectants. The fifth ingredient is the niacinamide, like we talked about a couple of products ago. So I personally like niacinamide in my products, but I understand why some people may not. Eventually we get to shea butter and squalane, which are going to be nice skin balancing and moisturizing ingredients. I do want to mention there are 3 types of hyaluronic acid in here, so if you are sensitive to hyaluronic acid and you find that it irritates your skin, this may be one you want to pass on. Or if you are using hyaluronic acid in other parts of your routine, you may want to discontinue using other hyaluronic acid products while you're using this. Dermatologists are learning more and more that the overuse of hyaluronic acid can cause a skin sensitivity to it over time. There are a ton of hydrating and moisturizing ingredients in here, so if that's something you're looking for, then maybe. I just feel like it's kind of overpriced given the lack of amazingness in the ingredient list. This is the High Potency Growth Factor Firming and Lifting Serum. It's $129. It's gonna be $64.50. So they do say that they did do clinical trials on this, and that the customer results showed improved skin redness, improved appearance of skin tone, and also 76% showed improvement in skin firmness. So let's look and see what's in here that may be contributing to those improvements in the skin. Water, humectant, mineral oil, and silicone substitute, an emollient, and then the fifth ingredient is denatured alcohol. Why? Why? I don't know. There is the sixth ingredient, which is polymethyl methacrylate, which is actually sometimes used as filler with, like, when you go and get injections of filler. Topically, it might temporarily fill lines, kind of like silicones might, but maybe in an even more effective way. So that, of course, would just be temporary because it's just, you know, filling them on topically. It's not doing anything, you know, seeping into your skin to change anything happening in your actual skin. That's followed by niacinamide, and a little further down, we have a more stable form of vitamin C. Number 11, I had to look up because I had never seen this before, hydrolyzed eggshell membrane. Like, all right, cool. So apparently it might have some anti-aging effects and by encouraging elastin and collagen production, and also might help fight against transepidermal water loss. Weird flex, but okay. And even a little bit further down than that, we have retinol, which is vitamin A. It's one of the most researched anti-aging ingredients that there are out there. I don't know how much retinol is in this product, but along with improving the appearance of wrinkles, it can also help even skin tone and also shrink large pores, which would be amazing if there's enough in here to be effective. There's some vitamin E in here, but then that's also followed by lots and lots of fragrance. So this may work with evening the skin tone. It may minimize pores. It may soften fine lines, especially when you consider that topical ingredient that would minimize fine lines temporarily. And it might slow the aging of the skin, but it is very expensive, especially with denatured alcohol so high up in all the fragrances. You just kind of have to balance how bad you think those are with the possibility of the benefits in it. Oh, I hate that it has the alcohol and the fragrance in it. Like, that really sucks. Also keep in mind it is 2 ounces, so it's a considerably large size of a product compared to a lot of other skincare products that only come in 1 ounce. So that might justify the price a little bit in your mind, but yeah, I don't know about this one. Next, we have a product from Murad, and this is the Essential C Day Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 30 PA++++. It's going to be $32.50. The ingredients in here, there's a bunch of different sun care ingredients in here, which is fabulous. It's broad spectrum, so you've got UVA protection, UVB protection, fabulous. The rest of it is kind of a basic base of ingredients. When we get down to the 11th ingredient, we finally get to some nice skincare. So we get to hydration ingredients, we get some antioxidants, some moisturizers like urea and yeast amino acids. We get trehalose and betaine and phospholipids and all kinds of stuff, but it's kind of far down, so I don't know how effective those are gonna be. It looks like a nice chemical sunscreen, but there might be some skincare benefits as far as beyond the sunscreen, but you know, it might just be overpriced. But half the price, I don't know, it might still be overpriced. And the last product on this day is another sun care product. It's the Lancome UV Expert Mineral CC Cream SPF 50. So I need to ask more questions about this as far as makeup and skincare, because it is an SPF 50. Can that be used as a daily sunscreen? But then the thing is like, are you gonna reapply it if it's got tint in it? Like, I don't know. I need to look into that more. Titanium dioxide is the mineral sunscreen that is in this, which what I would imagine they blend into the pigment so that it doesn't leave a white cast, because titanium dioxide can leave a white cast. My big thing about this is the 4th ingredient is denatured alcohol, so you could be damaging your skin's barrier over time, but there is water and glycerin in here to kind of balance that out a bit as far as being a humectant and pulling moisture into your skin. I mean, other than that, it's a pretty typical ingredient list. We've got isopropyl palmitate, which some people with oily skin complain about that particular ingredient for their skin type. Propanediol, which can pull moisture into the skin and prevent transepidermal water loss. And then when we get further down, we get to peppermint extract, we get to rose extract, and we get to fragrance. So if you're anti-fragrance, of course, this isn't going to be for you. Regarding the shades of this, it looks like it's got 5 different shades, but they look like they're a nice range relatively. It looks very heavy on the medium to deeper range rather than the lighter range. It looks like there's only really one lighter skin tone, so that's gonna knock out some people right there for this. I mean, I really wish it didn't have the denatured alcohol and the fragrance in it. I don't think I would personally buy this just because of those particular ingredients, especially denatured alcohol, because that's something I like to avoid in my skincare products. It's another one of those that you have to balance for yourself, unfortunately. All right, 2 more days, 2 more days. Oh! We got April 3rd, Urban Decay Cosmetics Naked Reloaded Eyeshadow Palette. I ended up skipping this one. I didn't end up getting it, but I do have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette, which this was compared to. Mel Thompson did a fantastic side-by-side comparison of those two palettes in case you have the Sultry palette and you're not sure whether you want the Urban Decay Reloaded. So definitely check out her video. I will link it down below for you. Reviews overall seemed pretty good for this palette. People seem to really like it that did purchase it or get it in PR. People seem to enjoy it. I didn't get it, so that's kind of all I can say about it. No big outstanding ingredients to point out. Yeah, I probably wouldn't buy it just because I already have Sultry, and I really love Sultry, but I don't think I would need it. Dermablend setting powders. Dermablend has a fantastic reputation, both in the professional circles, influencer circles. People seem to love Dermablend. Their setting powders are very, very basic in the ingredient list. The loose setting powder is just talc and pigment. That's all that it is. In the reviews of it, people say that it does control shine and it's long wearing. And then the negative reviews say that it settles into fine lines and that it can cake up. And of course, any kind of jar packaging is going to be a bit messy. Now, the Illuminating Banana Powder one is talc-based as well, still has very minimal ingredient list. There's similar feedback on this product to the regular product, but I've never tried it, so I can't speak from personal experience. Cover FX Monochromatic Blush and Bronzer Duos. These are absolutely beautiful. They are gorgeous. They're gonna be $19. There's 6 blush duos and 2 bronzer duos available. Nothing really stood out about the formula except for the bismuth oxychloride, which can be a scratching pigment for some people. Complaints seem to be that the shade that's shown online seems to be a little bit deeper in person, so keep that in mind. I wish I knew more about this formula performance. If you've used this product, definitely leave your thoughts down below so we can learn from you in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, because I haven't tried this and I know a lot of people are really curious about this product. The next product, I actually have tried both of these. This is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Plumper and Lip Gloss. So, all right. They're a mineral oil base, and they do have avocado oil, so if you're allergic to that, be aware. There is tocopherol acetate, which is a vitamin E, great to see in skincare products, and especially lip products, really like to see that. But then they have something called capsicum resin, and this is hot pepper juice, basically, when it comes down to it. Maybe not juice, but it comes from hot peppers. That you get it from the fruit of the hot pepper or the leaves of the hot pepper. It's what is spicy and hot pepper is they put that into the lip product. Now, why would they put spicy pepper into your lip product? Because it makes blood rush to your lips and can give a temporary plumping effect. But it does burn. I do have a review of this that I did quite a long time ago that I did show that my lips did plump. I did like an over top layering of 2 photos so you could see my lips actually got slightly bigger when using this, but of course it is temporary. And also your skin can get used to it over time, that the effects may not continue over a long period of time if this is something you're using all the time. But it does slightly plump the lips, but it does burn. It does not feel fabulous. This was really, really interesting. I watched the little video that they have, because you know, Ulta sometimes on their page, they have the little videos that you can click on. I thought this was interesting. This is the Smith & Colt a Black Drop Charcoal Brightening Primer. I was like, you're putting charcoal in a primer? Like, how is that gonna work? Aren't you gonna be able to see the black like on your face from the charcoal? But no, it blends into your skin somehow, which is super weird. But I guess it just kind of blends into the rest of the product and just kind of, because it spreads out, you can't see it as much. But I think this is a very interesting product. There's humectants in here, there's skin softening ingredients, there's a lot of silicones in here, thickeners. There's something called sodium polyacrylate starch, which is an absorbent in high amounts. Now that's the 6th ingredient, so it could absorb oil. There's also charcoal powder in here, that's number 9, which absorbs impurities and oil as well. And then there's something called babasu oil, which is a Brazilian oil, and it can help strengthen the skin's microbiome. This actually looks like a really interesting product until we get to the very end where we get to fragrance and limonene, which is a bummer that that's in there. But other than fragrance, this actually looks like a really neat primer for oily skin, and it could absorb oil, which I'm excited about for you if you got oily skin. Maybe this might be a fun one to use if you're not anti-fragrance. Last day, and happy birthday to my brother on April 4th. This is the Tarte Man Eater Mascara. I did not have great luck with this mascara. I didn't find it to be especially effective. I found it to be a bit more volumizing than lengthening, but it really didn't do a whole lot for me. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of drugstore mascaras. I don't feel like high-end mascaras, for the most part, are worth it. So I can't really recommend this one. The mascara formula seems pretty typical with waxes and texture ingredients and pigments and things like that. Nothing really outstanding about it. I didn't find it to be particularly effective for my short, sparse lashes. And this is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. It's gonna be about $20. Top of it, we've got water, we've got a skin softening ingredient, we've got a humectant and a penetration enhancer. And then fourth ingredient is niacinamide, so you gotta kind of think back to that ingredient and whether that one sounded good for you or not. And then when we get down to the sixth ingredient, we get to the peach fruit extract, and that actually could be moisturizing and skin conditioning, which sounds good to me. I'll take that. And it doesn't have evidence, at least that I could find, of sensitizing fragrance ingredients. Moving on to something called East Asian Mountain Yam, and it's listed as a skin conditioning ingredient in the Inky decoding system, but there isn't really much more information on it beyond that, which was kind of a bummer. Number 8 is sodium hyaluronate, which is a humectant to pull moisture into the top layers of your skin. Then we have adenosine, which is yeast derived, and it's skin soothing and skin restoring. Number 10 is another form of sodium hyaluronate. There's a lot of hyaluronic acid in here, so again, if you're using multiple hyaluronic acid products, you may want to kind of bring that to just one, and maybe this is the one for you. Between the niacinamide and the adenosine and all the hyaluronic acid, it does seem like this would be backed up by the claims of fighting rough skin texture, wrinkles and fine lines, sagging of the skin, dehydrated skin, redness and inflammation. I mean, it seems like it could do all of those things, and the price point is not insane. So that makes me really happy. And there isn't an obnoxious amount of fragrance in it, so yay! 2 more products. We have the Benefit Cosmetics Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Eyebrow Gel. It's gonna be $12. There's 8 shades available. I did receive this in PR quite a while ago, and I am currently out of it, but when I was using it, I was really enjoying it. I do feel like that what really makes this good are 2 things, actually. One is the brush tip. It's very small, so it's very easy to kind of guide through the brow. And second, I feel like the formula is a really good consistency. So with a brow formula for a brow gel, you don't want it to be sticky, number 1, and this one isn't sticky or heavy. Number 2, it can't be overly thick because then it clumps up in the brows, and then when you try to spoolie it out, it kind of makes a bloppy mess. But you don't want it to be too thin either and not give any kind of pigment if in this kind of product, because this is a pigmented product. So I do find like this is probably my favorite tinted brow gel that I've ever used. It's very effective. It's very easy to use. Sometimes I've used this even without brow pencil underneath. I feel like it gives a nice light effect when I'm using less makeup or doing like a no makeup look. Looks absolutely beautiful with no makeup, so I don't look like I've just got these brows on for no reason, with nothing else. So I really do enjoy this product, and this is another thing that I'm excited for you to get at half price if you're in the market. And then finally, the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. And if you remember, we had some issues with the last IT Cosmetics product in the last one, and unfortunately this one, well, it's a little better, but it still has the same issue. It's a 2-ounce bottle with 100 ingredients. That's insane. That's insane. IT Cosmetics, calm it down. Calm it down a notch. You don't need 100 ingredients, please. In the base of this, we really just have water, we have humectants, we have silicones. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot of goodness in the base of it until we get all the way down to ingredient number 22, which is called common purslane. And it's a skin soothing ingredient, it's antioxidant, it's got vitamins A, C, and E in it, so that's great, but it's all the way to ingredient number 22. So it's like, how much of that is actually in here? We don't know, especially with 100 total ingredients. Then we get to coconut oil, so if you're sensitive to coconut oil, this is gonna be a no-go. Aloe leaf extract, which is a nice skin soothing ingredient. Shea butter, sodium hyaluronate. I mean, we get to all this good stuff, but it's so far down underneath silicones and, you know, humectants and stuff. I mean, the humectants are gonna be pretty nice to pull moisture into your skin. And when we get even further down, we get to a bunch of fragrance oils, essential oils, lavender oil, grapefruit peel oil, we get orange peel oil, bergamot fruit oil, limonene, linalool, which are fragrances. I mean, oh, and I forgot. Okay, I gotta show you the ad. Okay, I gotta show you the ad. Watch this lady apply it, okay? Woman legit puts nothing. She puts it on her hand and then I guess she just like wiped it off in between. There's nothing going on her face. What did they have her do? Like, I don't blame her. I blame whoever was shooting this. So in the end, this may feel nice on your skin. It may be hydrating. It may protect your skin from some water loss, but way too many ingredients, and if you're sensitive to them, or a combination of them, you don't know what's doing it, and this is gonna be a no, especially with all the citrus oil and fragrance. No, absolutely not. Oh my goodness, I forgot. There's one more thing. It's just so tiny on here, I forgot it. The free benefit brow wax with a $50 benefit cosmetics purchase. Of course, we can't go in and get our brows waxed at this point. I don't know if they give you a credit or what for it. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but what I said before when this came up in 21 Days of Beauty and what I'll continue to say to you now, if you are not in the market for $50 worth of benefit products, don't. Just don't. It's marketing. Just don't do it. It's like a $20, $21 brow service. And the reason why it's so expensive is because they really take their time. It is a trained esthetician that does it, and they take their time. Like, they do a really nice job just making sure every brow is exactly where it should be. I do want to warn you, may not want to get your brows filled if you're not used to having very bold brows, because every time I've gone in, even when I've asked them to go light on filling with the benefit brow products, I always go out looking absolutely crazy with these big giant Groucho brows. It looks insane. So if you do that, just a little tip there. But in the end, the sale, if you're already buying $50 worth of benefit products, fine, go for it. But I would say if you want the brow service, just buy the brow service. That's my advice on that one. And that is it. La, 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 la. We have completed the 21 Days of Beauty from Ulta for spring of 2020, and at this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below on these products. What products are you picking up? What would you have picked up if you were in a place where you would be picking things up at this time? If you are not in the market for Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, if you don't even have an Ulta in your country and you have made it this far and you've watched this video, I want to thank you especially for watching this video, because I know it's a crazy time, and I know that this probably isn't a video that a lot of people really need as far as the Ulta information, but I'm hoping that the ingredient information was super helpful for you and that you enjoyed watching. If you'd like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a video for you right down there to watch. But if it is your time to go, if you've got stuff to do, I totally get it. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.